Hello. Hello. So let me drink some water. This is going to be a Scorpio reading. Oof. Hi Scorpios. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me you love me. Okay, thank you. Comment and tell me you love me. So, see, shit just falling on already. That's how we as Scorpios, we just be falling, we be all over the place. We be starting before shit even began. And then we feel like we moving too slow because we fall back so hard. But it's like, no, we started so soon and we wasn't even supposed to be in the competition or the contest yet, but we was already in it when we weren't supposed to be the 111. So it's like you got to be grateful for, for that. So some of you got to understand you may not be winning, but that's like saying, shit, you goddamn skipped a grade. I mean, you goddamn, they put a genius in college. They put a little kid prodigy genius in at a university, right? And when you go to this university, you're not gonna be top of the class amongst all of these kids because they have been here way longer than you. So it's like you gotta understand the fact that you are there speaks volumes. Okay, so yeah, Magician is in the middle. The Hierophant and Six of Swords. Okay, so let me get some cards. See, I ain't even gotta talk for the Scorpios. They just used to be showing off. I can think some shit and then the Scorpios just pop out with it. Okay. Okay, so 222, 223. I'm gonna read all of these cards. I usually don't like pulling a lot of cards, but they came out kind of. On top of the deck, we have King of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. King of Pentacles is in reverse, and Knight of Wands in reverse on the bottom. So we have the Fool to start with. So I'm not gonna read all of these. I'm gonna read the top of those ones, and then I'm gonna read the full of these because those came out first. So this is when these cards dropped, I spoke about being ahead. So I feel like this is probably the end goal over here, or the ending. Like this is not the end goal, but this is maybe like where you jumped into. Yeah, okay, this is where you jumped into. I'm gonna start right here. This is where you jumped into because 319. Ace of Cups is first. So maybe you jumped into some type of business venture or something. And then Seven of Pentacles. In reverse though. Okay, and it's saying all your efforts seem to be in vain. So maybe the business venture didn't go too well. This card warns of not losing your cool. So it's like, you were cool, calm, and collected and felt like you could do everything and you were on top of the world when you jumped into this business venture. But then once you got into it, it was kind of, you realized it was harder than you thought. And, so now you're just growing through the situations, okay. Don't worry. Reassess your intentions. And when you're doing everything that you're doing, always reassess your intentions. So you can make sure what you want is worth what you're fighting for. Okay. Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. Let me get to that. Yeah, I'm a Scorpio too, so this is interesting. He fights all to the end. He's resilient and determined. This card tells you that no task is too hard to manage and no situation is too daunting to handle. Challenging situations will arise, but with resilience Oh, but resilience will overcome any hurdle. Draw from your personal strength and the resources around you. Okay. So we have the Fool on this side. So maybe you went into this business situation. This is how you went into this situation. Maybe you went into this situation not knowing completely what you were getting into. Like, you knew that you were getting into something. You knew that you were committing with this Ace of Cups. You knew that you were committing to something, but you did not know what you were fully committing to. You did not know what all came with what you committed to. You didn't know how deep it got. And then, yeah, you realize that. But like I said, that's because you jump in things, you know. But like I said, Scorpios, we always ahead of ourselves. But there's nothing wrong with being ahead of yourself. That's how you get ahead. Like I said, you know, what's worse, being the dumbest kid, or being the class clown, the most funnest kid in your grade, or being in college when you're supposed to be in middle school or high school, you know, being ahead of your grade, being ahead of your age, being ahead of your time, 629. So yeah. Yeah, you don't have to try and fit in. There we go. Be yourself. Just be yourself. Just let your soul glow. 649, looking boy. I'm childish. Okay. In terms of a situation, the energy of this card lends itself to a certain level of nervous tension and an undisciplined attitude. Depending on the nature of the individual, this can be read in both a positive and negative light. Okay. Also, this represents an individual that may embody these qualities, such as spontaneous, refreshing, optimistic, and lighthearted. Okay. Depending on your character, this person may be utterly enjoyable to be around for laughs or jovial occasions, or dreadfully annoying for their lack of seriousness to conformity or propriety. Yeah, I think that's what that word means, propriety. So we have King of Cups in reverse as well. Okay. So, King of Cups says, in relationships, this card warns of a destructive relationship involving false love and pleasures that are confused with lust. Sexually, the bond may be intoxicating, leaving very little space for a level head or any form of sensibility. In work-type situations, this card can warn of being out of touch with emotions when dealing with colleagues, clients, or customers. Okay, the reverse of this card embodies a depressive individual who has allowed his emotions to overrun his life. He mopes and laments his feelings and has a tendency to do so with excessive drinking. As an escapist, he may also indulge in drugs and other vices to take his mind off his emotional traumas. He may also feel the need to abandon or repress his feelings, leaving him out of touch and hard to deal with. So yeah, a lot of people do that, really. We pick up traits, like I said, with Scorpios in the past. I did a prior little quickie talk about Scorpios, little conversation 909. And I was like, Drake got that song. He was like, my dad still got his foot out guilt tripping. And I'm like, we tend to pick up 916, 917, 918, 919. We tend to pick up tendencies from our parents. So like in that reverse, maybe you do the same thing, you know? So a lot of us have abandonment issues, 929. So we seem to abandon things or abandon people because that's what we're used to. Like, you know, usually the issue that you have, you project that thing. 939. Like, what you don't like, we kind of sometimes project. That's why you don't like it, because sometimes it's something that you don't like about yourself, and you just notice it in other people more than you notice in yourself. Yeah. In terms of situations, prosperity and celebration can be found around you. Good harvests, abundant crops, steady profits, and happy returns will find their way to your door. Relationships and partnerships blossom under this cover of harmony. There will be oh shit, y'all don't. Wow. Okay, so yeah, that's great. That's saying a lot of good things are to come, as long as you get your emotions together. And then you have this chariot coming, so I feel like that's somebody coming through to help you, you know, build yourself back up. You know, Knight of Swords as well. So I know the chariot, what the chariot is there for. The chariot is speaking on someone coming through to help you build yourself back up and being that good energy and maybe that good personality that you may need around you to think positive, to do positive things, to have positive thoughts, to produce a better outcome in life and of things in general, you know. Okay, in relationships, this card symbolizes an intellectual partnership where both people prefer the stimulation of their mind over their body. So yeah, maybe you in this negative King of Cups 1133 energy, because you were dealing with a person who you were living in lustful energy with, where it was all about the sex and about what was physical, the physical things, like what they looked like and how they could sexually make you feel. And this is saying that, you know, you'll overcome your depression and maybe the depressive slump that you were in and those negative emotions and all of those type of things. And the chariot is saying, you know, you'll have somebody else help you to bring you out of that. Somebody, you know, a friend, just a good friend can help come and bring you out of that depressive slump. And Knight of Swords is also saying, oh, wrong side. Okay, yeah, it's the intellectual thing, 1229, you know. So it's not about lust, it's about mental stimulation, you know. Can you stimulate each other's minds? How can you, you know, like sapiosexuals, can you stimulate my mind, baby? Yeah. Okay. Okay, this new individual has entered your life, swept you off your feet, and taken you for the ride of your life. Let's ride, baby. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Okay, the star. So she oozes with inner and outer hope and balance. She embodies the giver of hope in our lives. In terms of an individual, this card symbolizes a person who cares deeply for you and helps you along the way. In effect, this person can give you hope directly or indirectly. In your dire times of need, he or she can also be an inspiration to people who go out of their way to help others, such as activists, humanitarians, or volunteers for aid organizations. In situations, this card reflects favorably on any outcome. It also asks to keep hope alive in tougher situations and not to lose faith in any struggle. In relationships, this card implies a positive and balanced ideal relationship between partners. Okay, so yeah. Yes. So you heard all of that. You heard all of that. Out of this Ace of Cups situation and this Seven of Pentacles where you became frustrated with, you know, everything that was going on because you felt like things weren't going right. You know, things are going to go right. They're going to work out. Everything's going to work out just fine. Just focus on what you need to do. Focus on the growth of yourself, the growth of the people around you who you know have your back and who you know, are rooting for you and want you to win. And, you know, yeah. Just because people don't love you the way that you want them to love you don't mean that they don't love you. That's something else to take into consideration. So yeah. All right. Have a good day, and I will talk to y'all later. That was a Scorpio reading, and then I'll be back with Geminis. Like and subscribe.